Hello and welcome to the Long Island weather update today. And a little bit of rain, a little bit of light rain. Other than that, the rest of the day was dry, so hopefully you got a little more chance to get out, even though it was cloudy, to walk around out there in the afternoon, in the evening, because we're not going to get that chance. I'm just showing you all the flowers that are blooming here. Ridiculous. Usually you don't see all these blooms until probably mid to late April, so we're good almost 2 weeks ahead of these blooming flowers that you see here. And you can see we had even some clearing toward the evening. You can see some breaks in the sky. We actually had some clearing here. Yeah, look at that. Breaks in the sky. You can see, and we were, but they're the clouds are coming. So this is the sad light. You can sort of see those breaks. We'll take a longer loop here, 60 frames. And again, you see we were socked in the clouds. We had some showers. Most of the showers were over New Jersey. We had some lighter rain over here. But you can see we're kind of socked in, and then it cleared out a little bit later, but it won't last at all. So while this loop doesn't want to load, let's go look at the climate statistics for Islip, shall we? So for Islip, and I actually want to go to Rich Hoffman, because Rich Hoffman's actually been doing the work of the Weather Service, because the Weather Service doesn't really mention this at all. So March at Islip, wettest and second warmest on record, going back to 1963. So thank you, News 12 meteorologist Rich Hoffman, for doing the job the Weather Service doesn't seem to want to do. And they're not. Are they even noting the precipitation being a record? Well, we're going to find out. So, climate temperature for March 2024. Highest, the average maximum was 53.9. The normal is 47.7. That puts us 6.2 degrees above normal for the high. Average minimum 37.5. Normally it was supposed to be 32 for a low. That puts us 5.5 degrees above normal on the low side. And then that gives us a mean of 45.7 degrees. That is well above normal. The normal is supposed to be 39.9, 5.8, almost 6 degrees above normal. What a miserable wet March it has been. So, yep, no R being noted here. 9.54 inches is a record. Why is there no R being put there by the National Weather Service? The National Weather Service has been downplaying what's been going on with the weather, and I'm going to just throw in a little bit of rant here, because they're downplaying climate change. They really are. And it just goes to show you, the Weather Service is a branch of the federal government, which relates to the executive branch, which is controlled by the Democrats, like Joe Biden. But you see, Joe Biden doesn't care about climate change, because he's in denial. They're all in denial. They really are. So I don't know what the heck is going on with the Weather Service, but the National Weather Service is getting called out, because they should have an R next to that total. 9.54. That's a record. That is above the 2010 record of 9.41. All right. So why is there no R put there? Why do they even barely mention it? It's like they want to just cover up how bad this climate crisis is. They really do. So let's go look at Central Parks now. Got that out of the way. We're going to look at Central Parks monthly weather summary. Average maximum 55.7. Normal's 49.9. The low 40.6. Average minimum 40.6. Normal's 35.8. For the mean of 48.1. Normal's 42.8. So 5.3 degrees above normal for the month. As far as rainfall goes, 9.06, not a record, but still very close. The average, the maximum, the record is 10.69, so no record broken there. And yet, let's go look at some of the other sites here. I don't think any of the sites had a record broken for precipitation. Wait, LaGuardia did too? Yep. 9.62 inches of rain fell at LaGuardia. So that beats the old record of 9.55 in 2010. Again, no R noted. Nobody is, except for Rich Hoffman. He's talking about it, but nobody else seems to want to talk about this. This is a big deal. This is a freaking big deal. Let's look at Newark. Let's see if they were. Newark was 6 degrees above normal. Let's see. They didn't break their record. What about Bridgeport? Bridgeport also set a new record. So 10.38 inches of rain at Bridgeport for the month of March. That breaks the old record of 10.19 set in 2010. So I don't know why the Weather Service doesn't want to put an R there. I don't know why they don't want to talk about this. What are they trying to hide? You have to wonder. Let's go to JFK and see if they broke a record. Yep, they did too. 9.88 inches of rain for the month of March beats the old record of 8.62. So except for Central Park, it looks like most of these sites broke records. And Bridgeport too, right? Yeah, Bridgeport too. So, record rainfall set at a lot of these sites. And the Weather Service not talking about it. They look at their social media. They don't mention it once. They're talking about clouds. I mean, what? It's almost like they're in complete denial about climate change. If you'd expect anyone to talk about climate change, it should be the Weather Service, and they're not. So, yeah, it's really despicable. It really is. Let's see if Mount Holly, maybe this just reflects Long Island, the fact that Long Island is full of a bunch of ignorant Trumpers. Let's go take a look at maybe Philadelphia. Mount Holly spoke about it. So they're talking about a tornado outbreak. This happened a year ago. But they're not. Let's see if they're talking about it in Mount Holly. So they're talking about April averages. But I don't see anything more. But they seem to be talking a lot more about. I wish I would. We'd have to go and look further back on their feed. But let's go and take a look at their climate statistics because this whole wet weather thing really just, a lot of sites had wettest. So let's climate information here. Got observed, and we'll look at the monthly weather summary here. Let's go first to Atlantic City. Let's see if they broke a record for precipitation. See, they put the R there. Mount Holly put the R there. 9.85. That's a record. 9.25. So what's going on with Upton? What is going on with Upton? No, that's what I'm going to put in this one. What is going on with Upton? The Upton National Weather Service not putting the R there. I guess they're just worried that they're going to upset a bunch of Trumpers on Long Island because Long Island is full of these arrogant Trumpers. We have more of them than in any other part of this country. All right, so they set a record. Let's see Philadelphia. They have no rainfall record there. Let's see Trenton, New Jersey. No rainfall record there. All right, so but Atlantic City set it. Let's look at Wilmington, Delaware. No record there, but Atlantic City did set it, and they put the R there. Very good. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with our weather service, but like I said, Upton, you're on notice. You failed. All right, they're in complete denial in that Upton office. They really are. Probably all voted for Trump, probably. That's why they're in denial. But anyway, I should save it for another day. But I despise Donald Trump, right? I absolutely despise him, right? Anyway, let me. I can't keep it quiet about it. All right. As much as I can't stand Joe Biden, Donald Trump is way worse. Anyway, I'm sorry for going off topic, but let's go back to the daily statistics for today. I had a rant on that. I just had to. So here's the daily statistics for today. High of 55, low 43 at Islip. High was 2 degrees above normal. The low was 6 degrees above normal. So we were 4 degrees above normal. That actually wound up being a lot warmer than we expected. I thought it was going to be in the upper 40s, but once again, we overperformed. All right. So, yeah. Once again, we overperformed. Let's look at Central Park. A high of 54, a low of 49. 4 degrees above normal for the day. So let's go take a look at our current statistics here on the weather map here, and you'll see severe weather going on in the south, in the Midwest again. And look at all those flood watches. So this is all in relation to that mess that we're going to be dealing with. You can see we already have gale watches and gale warnings. Gale watches. However, where is that wind advisory? Again, Upton doesn't like issuing wind advisories either. So anyway. 43, 45 degrees, high of, so 45 degrees, 2.41, southwest wind. So generally speaking, it's a little bit warmer in New Jersey, and generally we had easterly winds, but I was surprised with the easterly wind that it got as warm as it did. So looking at the highs, you'll see mid-50s, and that's with all the cloud cover. It's actually cooler in New Jersey where there was some rain, upper 40s there. Looking at lows. Let's go here. Lows, 32 degrees at West Hampton, 43 at Islip. Yeah, mid-40s. Pretty kind of mild. Let's go look at the precipitation now. We'll look at what we got since last. Not a whole lot here. All right, there's got to be more than that. There we go. It's mostly over Jersey where they got around 1/4 of an inch. And you can see there's a coastal flood advisory in effect. So, yeah, we got this whole storm system coming our way. So let's go to the satellite now, which finally loaded. And you'll see, again, that clearing the night that we had. But that's not going to last because you see what's coming into frame here off to the left. And that's our next storm system. So we'll go to the CONUS view. Look at that. You can take a look at this mess that we got coming our way here. And you can see here, you can see that bright white clouds there. That's all moisture, thunderstorms, tornado watches. This is all going on in the south. Now, I don't know why the site is lately the satellite site has been very, very slow. But you can clearly see that moisture feed from the Pacific again. There it is, coming right up. So that's what we've got again. Here we go again. This is what you get with warmer oceans. More precipitation, more storms. Look at that. I mean, that's you can see all that blossoming up. So let's go look at the radar, and you can see all the action going on here. So we got a lot of thunderstorms going on in Indiana, into Missouri, Illinois, some in the Great Lakes, going down into Kansas, going into Texas. You can see lines of some pretty hefty thunderstorms. When we look at the map right now, as far as our weather and hazards, let's go. I'll put this back to temperatures here. This is probably not a bad idea. We'll put this to temperatures. See, temperatures generally, you can see where there's warmer air, and that's where you got your severe weather. So you can see the warmer air over here, warmer, more humid air. So if I put dew point in, you'll see the humidity is also higher over here. Wow. 70-degree dew points already in Kansas. Jeez, it's only April. So you can see here we've got flood watch in effect for a good part of Pennsylvania. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect, and then the larger area is a tornado watch. That's tonight into tomorrow. That goes to midnight tonight. I don't see any active warnings right now. Looks like there's one severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warnings. Looks like there are a couple of tornado warnings. That's a severe thunderstorm warning right there. So you can see kind of the yellow is kind of hiding it, but you can sort of see that there are a few severe thunderstorm warnings. I don't see any tornado warnings on this map right now. However, just some severe thunderstorm warnings and flood advisories. And you can see gale watches and warnings in effect because we've got another one of these atmospheric river events coming our way. So I'll close the weather and hazards up. And we'll go look at the models, I guess. Well, let's go to the models here. And again, these thunderstorms, let's just see how much lightning they're producing. I'm sure they are producing a lot. Come on. Yeah, slow lately. Yeah, quite a bit of lightning. All right, this storm seems to be pretty active over Kansas right now. Into Oklahoma. Yeah, there's a lot of lightning with that. So then we got more over Dallas. So Dallas is getting hit pretty hard right now. It's pretty hefty thunderstorms. Anyway, looking at the weather map, you see what we got here. Stalled front syndrome, and the atmospheric river is going to just be running right along it like a railroad track for the next couple of days. Storm Prediction Center. You can see that enhanced risk that we have there with the tornado watch in the Midwest right there. I mean, so usually we don't see severe weather ramp up until May, but of course, as we're dealing with the warmer world, that's what we're going to deal with. This is a general thunderstorm outlook. All right. Let's go and look at the day 2 convective outlook, because tomorrow will also be active. And you can see here that they got the moderate risk in, it looks like Ohio. And they have us in a general thunderstorm. Look at how close that marginal risk gets. And we may be, but by the time we get to Wednesday, the marginal risk is in southern New Jersey. So this is when we have to worry. All right. So let's look at the models now, GFS, get a general idea of what's happening here. And you'll see here that you've got heavy rain that's going to start. We're going to get heavy rain tomorrow, and then another wave of heavy rain on Wednesday. So back-to-back soakers, and then it's going to linger a little bit into Thursday, and then this low kind of just parks itself right over New England here. It just gets cut off. And eventually, high pressure will build down as we get towards Saturday and Sunday, slowly pushing this thing out of the way. But until then, we're going to have a very, very wet week ahead. And if we go look at the excessive rain and the day, let's see what we got, day 2. Yeah, they've put us in a marginal risk, day 3. If we go look at the QPF here, let's go days 1 to 2. You can see they got us in purple. So, 1 to 3. We could see 3 or 4 more inches of rain here. Yeah, we can actually do the longer range. 1 to 5. It looks like that. So if you see here, you see they've got us almost in some reds there, which could be approaching 3 inches of rain. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So getting back to the models here, let's go look at some of the shorter range models. Let me just show you again the atmospheric river here. So on the 700 to 300. So you can see the atmospheric river that we're going to have. So you can see that moisture is coming up right over here. A lot of dark green, especially once this storm gets stronger on Wednesday. This almost looks like an LLJ type of scenario, and then there's going to be another low that's going to form right over us. That's going to even enhance the precipitation even more. And then we finally slowly improve, but you see we're still in that cyclonic flow. You can still see cyclonic flow even weak. That's going to keep clouds around. Not until Sunday. We may have to wait till Sunday to see the sun again. Possibly. So let's go to the eastern U.S. view. I'm going to shift on over to the Icon model now. This is the other long-range model that we've got. And you'll see here that here's that first wave of rain tomorrow, and then here's the next wave of rain on Wednesday. And then you can have slight shower chances even as we get into Thursday. So it's not really until the weekend that we start to really completely eliminate the shower chances. Total accumulated precip, you could see that purple over us. So let's take it a little closer here. This is actually, I think this is underdone. I really do. GFS is actually more in, I think we're going to see that 3 or 4, maybe 4 inches of rain. You know it's going to overperform because every system has overperformed. So let's go to the HRRR next, and the 0Z HRRR, which we have out to Wednesday. All right, only the 21Z, however. All right, you can see that heavy rain that's falling off to the west. So remember, this is going to linger around for quite some time. All right, as we get to, so we still don't have the full HRRR in yet. Because, again, that daylight savings, it's a pain, as well as waiting. So you can see the rain. Here we go. Heavy rain heavy at times, all throughout the day tomorrow. And then Wednesday, we get round 2 here. It looks a little more showery in nature because I think we're going to be getting into more of an LLJ type of deal. And you can see there is a front right there with another low that's forming along it. That could bring some severe weather. So let's get our dew points and wind flows to kind of tell us the story here. So you see we have that easterly winds tomorrow. You can see the warm, humid air off to the west. That here we go into Wednesday, and you can see that warm, humid air tries to get up close to us, but it doesn't. But look at these winds being generated here. So this is generating. Look at all those barbs on there. That's a lot of wind, and that's where we're going to need a wind advisory for Wednesday. We're going to see a lot of wind on Wednesday, I think. So as far as air temperatures go, air temperatures will be staying tomorrow. I think will be cooler because of the rain. So, but we can still get to 50. I still think we'll see 50 degrees. Look at how hot it is to the southwest, though. Man, how about 80s in Virginia and North Carolina? Yeah, that's quite a barrier there. And you see what happens here, and then the temperatures actually drop. Wednesday is actually going to be even colder, and you think that would inhibit the thunderstorm development, but we'll see. But it's got us in the mid-30s, which is pretty chilly. That's pretty chilly. So let's look at some of the other longer, because we need to go a little bit longer here, all right? And look at the GFS as well here. So here's the GFS. And you see it keeps that warm sector away, but there's a low that forms right along it. Wherever that warm sector is, it's going to be pretty warm. And then behind that, then we get into the northwest flow, but it's unstable. And you'll see that low there. You still say we're staying in the northerly flow, so we're not going to see any real as far as muggy. So no LLJ, it looks like. We're spared the LLJ. It almost looked like there was an LLJ, but because of that second low that's going to form along the front, it's going to cut off the LLJ, but we're still going to have the winds. And you can see we're staying on the cool side this week. You can see that pretty chilly. And, where there is up inland, there could, like I said, there could be some snow over there as well from this as well. So if we look at the snowfall again, which we can look at here. Of course, this is using 10-to-1 ratios. Oh, this is insane. This is insane. This ain't going to happen, but this is using 10-to-1 ratios. You're not going to see 10-to-1 ratios, but still, I think a lot of areas could see over a foot of snow, especially in the mountains. It's going to be a big snowfall, and it's a close shave for Boston as well, because Boston's hardly had any snow this year, so we'll have to see. But I don't think we see any in our area. I'm sorry, it's just going to be a lot of rain, and a lot of it, and it's going to be a heavy, wet snow where it falls, which is going to cause damage to trees and power lines, of course. Let's go to the FGen. This is our next tool to use here as far as the heavier rain. So you can see that area FGen there. It looks like some intense stuff over Jersey right there at the 850. And then you can see, again, a pretty intense FGen Wednesday night. This is when you're going to get a lot of heavy rain, I think, Wednesday night. And then that area slowly moves away. But that's a significant amount of FGen right there. NAM 12. Let's go to the NAM 12. We don't have enough of the 0Z in, so let's go to the 18Z run of the NAM. And I don't know why it's being slow. I really don't know. But you can see here, yeah, look at that wave coming in. So that, oh my gosh. Oh, it's going to pour tomorrow night. Look at that FGen. That's really incredible. And then Wednesday, this is Tuesday, and then Wednesday, we see a lot of it just to the north of the area. That's really off the wall right there. That's incredible. That's just incredible. So there's just a lot of energy from this storm. And let's go look at the radar reflection, the radar reflectivity. All right, so you get an idea. So you can see it's going to pour tomorrow night. And then here we go again. It's going to pour on Wednesday. And it's going to keep on pouring, even Thursday. And then look at the heavy snow that they're going to get up there. So let's see what the NAM does for rainfall. And yeah, it's at least 2 inches, and I think it'll be more than that. I think it will. The question is where. That's the question. Where will the heaviest be? Will it be Jersey? Will it be over us? Kind of too early to tell right now. But I think anywhere in our general area, we're going to have to watch out for flooding again. This could be a lot of rain. A lot of rain. It could be. So looking at all these different models here, let's go to the NAM 3. We'll do total snowfall too, just for, again, this is including 10-to-1, but you can see this is insane. I mean, 32 inches of snow. I mean, some of these mountains, it's possible in the mountains that you could get 2 to 3 feet. This is going to be a damaging snowfall. It's going to be a heavy, wet snow that's going to cause a lot of problems because the temperatures aren't going to be that cold when it's falling. If you look at the actual temperatures at the surface, you're not going to be dealing with 10-to-1 ratios. Probably more like 5-to-1. These temperatures are like borderline, all right? But still could add up in the mountains. It's all going to be, but it's going to be an inland and elevation-driven event as far as our area goes. I don't think we see all that much snow. So let's go look at go back to this, and I'm going to go to the 3. The NAM 3 here, if you just don't enough of the 0Z in. But we'll go to the NAM 3 here and look at this as well. So you can see that heavy rain again coming in. So there's that heavy rain. And you see it doesn't end, and then we get more of a showery type of rain and maybe some thunderstorms, because even though we may have cold air at the surface, you have warm air being advected over that cold air, and it could still cause a thunderstorm or a heavy downpour And that's going to be around on Wednesday for a good part of the day, right into the evening. And this is midnight. It's still raining. There's that low right over us. Look at all that heavy snow. This is going to be a long duration event because, again, the jet stream feels like being all kinked up, as you saw. We did the outlook yesterday. This is not normal, but this is what you can expect in a warming world. We have a climate crisis going on that everybody just wants to pretend is not big news, but it is. It's important. It's the biggest news of all. But anyway, I keep talking about it because I'm going to keep talking about it because we're in a climate crisis. Those people who deny that we're in a climate crisis, they're just clueless. So let's now go and look at, so we're not going to even bother looking at skies here, but let's go look at the wind factor. All right, so we're going to look at the winds, and we'll go to the NAM 12 for that. 18Z. And then I'll go back to the HRRR. So wind's not going to be an issue too much tomorrow. But it's Wednesday. That's the day we got to watch out for. And you can see, yeah, look at that wind there. So see the east end. It looks like it's got some pretty strong winds. We may need a wind advisory definitely for that. Let's go to the HRRR next. Well, actually, I want to use a different model for that. Let's go to the GFS. Here's a different site. Look at the GFS. Reds. I mean, that's really bad. Look at that. East End especially. This is really, really bad here. This is going to cause some major coastal flooding with these winds like this. So let's go to the wave height here. Yeah, that's not good at all. It's a small area, but that's going to cause some problems for sure for the whole east. That's really disturbing right there. So now you got an idea about the kind of rainfall we're going to get. Let's go over to windy.com, or let's do Event2 Sky first, just because the graphics are better on this model. So let's move this to Wednesday. Let's show you the winds. This is all icon, but you can see, yeah, these are wind gusts, but you can see wind gusts close to 50 miles an hour. Yep, 50 miles an hour. Maybe more than that for your Wednesday. This is going to be bad news. Look at this. East End could be gusting to 60. This is really, and the storm moves slow, so it's going to be a long duration deal. This is going to cause a lot of damage to our beaches again because it is going to be a long duration event. So we'll go to waves. Yep, 13 foot, 10 foot. This is going to be very bad for the South Shore, East End, Jersey Shore as well. Looks like the worst of it's going to be on the South Shore, especially Suffolk County. This looks pretty bad. 14 feet, 15 feet. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of wind here as well. So this is going to be a big, big problem. And hopefully this is a big problem because for those of us who like to look at the cherry blossoms, well, that's all going to blow off, all of that. We're not going to get cherry blossoms this year, sorry. If you want to be mad at the big jerk who's driving an oversized pickup for daily travel that he doesn't need. Anyway, I hate climate change. It's ruining everybody's lives. Well, some people think it's not ruining their lives, but we're all going to get screwed because of it. Let's go to the windy.com model. Yes, you can get big storms. The fact we've had so many is what is the cause of climate change. What is caused by climate change? So let's go look at the windy.com site here on the European model. You can see again the kind of wind gusts we're going to be dealing with on Wednesday. And let's see what we got here. 48 miles an hour. Euro's not quite as crazy, but that's still a lot. So as it goes into the evening, it gets worse. And then we start seeing gusts over 60, particularly over Suffolk County. Let's go look at the waves simulation here, and you can see, yeah, there's going to be some pretty rough oceans as we get toward Wednesday night here. Oh, sure, yep. Euro's not quite as impressive as some of the other models, but this is going to be a big, big storm. This is going to be a big, big storm. So we'll keep you updated on this whole thing, but I'll just go to the MODIS satellite right now. Lastly, I don't know why this is so slow. I just don't know why this thing's being so slow. But what we're going to do is go to the MODIS satellite, and it kind of shows you just the story of what's going on here. get a good clip here. All right, this one is the best one, I guess we could kind of show you, illustrate what's going on here. So I'm going to overlay this with the ocean temperatures. Guess that's a good idea. And you still see plenty of above normal, and there's still got an El Nino here in the Pacific. Still see it. It's fading, but it's still there. So you got all this above normal water. This is what's fueling it. So you take the energy that's literally coming off the ocean right here, and it's just coming off the ocean and going into these storms and feeding them. You know, it's a storm is like it needs to eat. And warm water is the fuel for these storms. And we have way warmer oceans than normal. Look at all the red on this map. This is all you need to know as to why we're going through what we're going through. And this is something that's not normal. It's due to our burning of fossil fuels. We're burning more fossil fuels than ever because especially here in North America, especially us, right here, especially us, we'll draw a circle right around us. I'm going to leave out Mexico, because actually people in Latin America drive smaller vehicles. It's just North America, U.S. and Canada. We're the ones doing this, man. All right, we got to stop driving these big pickup trucks. They need to be off the road. You don't need a pickup truck, then you're not allowed to have one. That's simple. You don't have a business, boom, you're not allowed to have a pickup truck. That's it. We need to take them away. All right, I have to rant because this is not normal what we're going through. All right, everybody just lives their lives like this is completely normal and that there's nothing wrong going on. We're not going to even acknowledge the records here at Upton, this is a serious crisis going on. So I'll keep you posted on this latest atmospheric river event that we have to deal with. All right, as our week is washed out and we deal with more rainy hell. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.